It is currently midnight and I can't sleep, so I've decided to do this video, and I decided to do my makeup and look nice for this video. And I was in the bathroom just finishing up my makeup, and my housemate who lives downstairs came up and asked me like, oh hey, do you have any jumper start cords, because my friend's car battery died. And she looked at me and said, oh, your face is done up. And I said, yeah, it's because I can't sleep. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't have any jumper cords. My name is Laura Bell, and welcome back to my channel. I have a bunch of books that I want to talk about today, and this is going to be like my February TBR / anticipated reads, and I'm going to do like a star rating for each book of what I think my rating will be. But obviously I'm going to read my book and then do a video at the end of the month and kind of compare the two and see if I'm wrong or right, basically if I'm being too judgmental or not. And I'm going to go through each book and I'm going to give the description that I remember that the book is about, and then I'll actually read the actual blurb of the book. It's incredible how so many people on BookTube can just like talk about what the book is about when they haven't read it and like remember what it is, because my memory can't do that. Once I've read the book, yeah, no problem, I can tell you what it's about. If I read it once and then not read the blurb, if I read the blurb once and not actually read the book, then I just forget it. So this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna first give my description of what I remember the book is going to be about, and none of the books are in any particular order, but the first on my pile is Shadow and Bone. I only know about this because of the Netflix series Shadow and Bone, and I absolutely loved it. So I know that this book is going to be about, oh, what is the name? This is a terrible description. Let me just read the blurb. Alina, yes. Alina Starkov is a soldier. When her regiment is attacked while crossing the Shadowfold, a swath of unnatural darkness crawling with monsters, Alina unleashes dormant magic not even she knew she possessed. Now Alina will enter a lavish world of royalty and intrigue as she trains with the Grisha, her country's magical military elite, and falls under the spell of the notorious leader, the Darkling. He believes Alina can summon a force capable of destroying the Shadowfold and reuniting their war-ravaged country, but only if she can master her untamed gift. But as Alina unlocks the secret of her past, she will make a dangerous discovery that could threaten all she loves and the very future of a nation. Which I am so looking forward to read because I absolutely love the Netflix series. But I have read some reviews online on Goodreads of people saying that Six of Crows, like that trilogy, is better than the Shadow Bone, and the series is just underwhelming. So my anticipated is going to be 3.75. That is my guess for Shadow and Bone. Next one is Alphabet Weekends, and this was a book that I got secondhand from my local bookshop called the Reader's Den. And I remember that this book is about this main character, that's girl, and then she recently breaks up with her longtime lover and goes to her long-time childhood best friend who is a guy, and he comes up with the idea of, hey, let's just do like weekends every weekend where we go do a fun activity, and we're going to call it the Alphabet Weekends because we're going to base it every activity on a letter of the alphabet. I think I remember that description pretty well. Let me go look at the blurb. And it says, Nellie and her sisters have known Tom and his family forever. They climb trees together, scrape knees on the same pavements, and shape bonds that will last a lifetime. So when Nellie's long-term love walks out on her, Tom is the much-needed shoulder she cries on, and he dreams up an ingenious way to dry her tears. A series of alphabet weekends. Activities which, if not fun, would nonetheless distract her. And what better distraction to get them started than A for abseiling. And even as she plunges down cliffs, Tom hopes Nellie might see what's been staring in her face all these years, his undying love for her. But as they tumble from A to Z, their families and friends face broken hearts and tragedies of their own. Can the Alphabet Weekends unlock love in all its many and wonderful guises, and not only for Nellie and Tom, but for everyone they care about? Oh, this is gonna be such a cute book and I'm so looking forward to it. I love how you can go into secondhand bookshops and just find some amazing gems in there. I hope this is going to be one of the amazing gems. I'm going to anticipate a 4.25 stars for this book. Next one on the pile is The Love Hypothesis. And of course, I picked up this book because it's recommended everywhere at the moment on BookTube and on Bookstagram and in a book club Facebook group that I joined. And if I remember right, this book is about a student who like fake dates her professor and then falls in love. Let me read the description. When a fake relationship between scientists meets the irresistible force of attraction, it throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. As a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into this situation. Convincing Anne or Anne? I'm not sure if it's Anne or Anne. Just because I went to a school with a boy whose name was Anne and it was pronounced like that. I'm sorry, I'm not too sure which pronunciation is for that name. But anyways, sentence, convincing on that Olive is on her way to a happily ever after was always going to be tough. Scientists require proof, so like any self-respecting woman, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. The man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor and a well-known ass. Which is why Olive is positively floored when he agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. But when a big science conference goes haywire and Adam surprises her again with his unyielding support and his unyielding abs. Wow, okay. The little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion. Olive soon discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. This sounds cute. This sounds really cute. But my guess is going to be 4 stars. That is my guess. And the next one is One of Us is Lying. And remember right, basically it's about 5 high school students and they're all different. They go into detention, one of them dies, well, is murdered. And then the other 4 have to figure out which one it was. Let me read the actual description. It says, 5 students walk into detention, only 4 leave alive. Yale hopeful Bronwyn has never publicly broken a rule. Sports star Cooper only knows what he's doing in the baseball diamond. Bad boy Nate is one misstep away from a life of crime. Prom queen Addie is holding together the cracks in a perfect life. And the outsider Simon, creator of the notorious gossip app. He dies 24 hours before he could post their deepest secrets online. Investigators conclude it's no accident. All of them are suspects. Everyone has secrets, right? What really matters is how you go to protect them. Very interesting. And I love YA crime. No, I love YA thrillers, like murder mysteries. They're my favorite genres. So I'm looking forward to this book, and it's in a massive series. So if I love this, then all my money is going to be spent at buying the rest of the books in the series. I'm going to go straight up and say I'm going to guess that the prom queen Addie is the murderer. Obviously know nothing about the book, but that's just my guess. And I'm going to guess that this is going to be a 4.75 stars. Next one is Boy Swallows Universe. So this book is talked about all the time by Australian celebrities, and I see it on the TV and like the Audible ads, and people always talking about this book, how it's such an amazing Australian novel. So I'm gonna see if I like it. If I remember right, basically it's about the main character who is from like a troubled home and then breaks out his mum out of jail on Christmas Day. Let me read the description. And it says, in Brisbane 1985, a lost father, a mute brother, a junkie mum, a heroin dealer for a stepfather, and a notorious crim for a babysitter. It's not as if Eli Bell's life isn't complicated enough already. He's just trying to follow his heart and understand what it means to be a good man. But fate keeps throwing obstacles in his way, not the least of which is Titus Bros, legendary Brisbane drug dealer. But now Eli's life is going to get a whole lot more serious. He's about to meet the father he doesn't remember, break into Bogo Road jail on Christmas Day to rescue his mum, come face to face with the criminals who tore his world apart, and fall in love with the girl of his dreams. A story of brotherhood, true love, and the most unlikely of friendships. Boy Spoil's universe will be the most heartbreaking, joyous, and exhilarating novel you will read all year. I actually got the audiobook of this ages ago, but the audiobook is 16 hours long, and I've decided that I don't have the patience for 16 hours of an audiobook. So I just bought this book, and also it was $9, so it was pretty cheap. I got it from BW. I've seen online about people talking about how they read the book and listen to the audiobook at the same time, but they put the audiobook at like a quicker speed, like you know, like nearly double the speed as usual. So I'm gonna try that. I will try that and see how this goes. I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be a 4.5 stars. Next is the book that is constantly talked about. It is honestly the number one hype book that I have seen on BookTube and on BookTok and Instagram and Facebook and basically on every social media platform, and that is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I don't even remember what this is about. I remember people talking about how there's like domestic violence in this book, and I think the main character is an author. Let me read it. It is, so it says, sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. Life hasn't always had it easy, but it never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Rael Kincaid, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Riley, it's probably Riley, but why is it spelled like that? Or is it Ryle? I'm just gonna say Ryle. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, and maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily, but Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love, and a link to the past she left behind. It was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. Does not say that the main character is an author. Probably not. I'm definitely getting mixed up with a different book. So with all the hype and everything I'm constantly told in this book, I'm gonna expect this to be a 5 stars. Let's see how that one goes. The next one is The Boy from the Mish. I picked up this book because I've joined Storygraph, and I joined one of Storygraph's reading challenges, which is the genre challenge. If you have Storygraph, please check it out. Some of the prompts they have are great, and they recommend hundreds of different books that you may not even think of before. So this book was recommended under the prompt of reading a literary fiction by an Indigenous author. Majority of the authors under that category are Native American authors, and I noticed about 3 books that were by Indigenous Australian authors, and there was over 100, which is great, but I wish there was more representation for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander authors. So, if I remember right, it's about 2 boys who are both Aboriginal, and they have a relationship, and one of them moves to the town, and they meet. That is such a bad description. Let's read the actual description. It says, I don't paint so much anymore, I say, looking to my feet. Oh well, I got a boy who needs to do some art. You can help out, Auntie Pam says. Like I have no say in the matter, like she didn't hear what I just said about not paying so much anymore. Jackson, this is Thomas. He's living with me for a little while. It's a hot summer and life's going alright for 17-year-old Jackson and his family on the Mish. It's almost Christmas, school's out, and he's hanging with his mates, teasing the visiting tourists, avoiding the racists in town. Just like every year, Jackson's auntie and annoying little cousins visit from the city, but this time Thomas, with his mysterious and troubled past, comes with him. As their friendship evolves, Jackson must confront the changing shapes of his relationships with his friends, family, and community. And he must face his darkest secret, a secret he thought he locked away for good. That sounds so good and sounds like something I would love. I expect 5 stars from this book. Next one is a book that I've seen recommended several times in the Facebook book club group that I'm in, and that is All the Bright Places. And from what I remember, there's one character who wants to take his life and another character who is grieving the loss of his sister. Now let me read the back. It says, Theodore Finch wants to take his own life. I'm broken, no one can fix it. Violet Markey is devastated by her sister's death. In that instant we went plowing through the guardrail, my words died too. They meet on the ledge of the school bell tower, and so the story begins. It's only together they can be themselves. I send a message to Violet. You are all the colors in one at full brightness. You're so weird, Finch, but that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. But as Violet's world grows, Finch's begins to shrink. How far will Violet go to save the boy she has come to love? Oh, that is so cute. And the front says, the story of a girl who learns to live from a boy who wants to die. It sounds heartbreaking, but so cute. I'm going to anticipate 5 stars for this book. And next is a book that I should have probably read years ago when I was a teenager, but I haven't. But I've watched the movie, I like the movie, which is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Chances are you already know the story of The Fault in Our Stars. You know what happens. You'll probably watch the movie or read the book or something. But I'm going to do a quick little description anyways. Basically, it's about Hazel. Was her last name Green? Her last name Green? I don't remember. And it doesn't say on the back. But anyways, it's about Hazel. And she has terminal cancer. And then she meets Augustus Waters. And they talk about life stuff. The back says, despite the tumor shrinking, medical miracle that has brought her a few years, Hazel has never been anything but terminal, her final chapter inscribed upon diagnosis. But when a gorgeous plot twist named Augustus Waters suddenly appears at Cancer Kids support group, Hazel's story is about to be completely rewritten. So yes, I am looking forward to finally reading this book, but I'm going to estimate a 3.5 stars. I probably am wrong, but right now, that is my guess. And the next one, which is so hyped on BookTube, is They Both Die at the End. The description I remember is that there's 2 boys. They are told in some futuristic way that they're gonna die, and then they both die. But it's meant to be a good story through the middle. Let me read the actual description. It says, live a lifetime in a single day. Meet Mateo and Rufus as they embark on one last iconic adventure. And that's it, that's the description. And yeah, I got this one, which is called the Collector's Edition. But I bought it because it was for the exact same price as the normal edition. And I got from Big W and it was $12. So, and I got this one because I just think it looked prettier. I am going to estimate a 4 stars for this book. So estimate a 4. The next one is Malibu Rising. Memory. It's about some people. They have some drama. And then the house burns down at the end. Let me read the actual description. Heart-wrenching and utterly compelling. Oh, this is a review. Its characters felt completely real to me. Each one is flawed, messy, and impossible not to love. This is set in Malibu, August 1983. It's the day of Nina Riva's annual and end of summer party, and anticipation is at a fever pitch. Everyone who's anyone wants an invite to catch a glimpse of the famous Riva siblings. Nina, the talented surfer and supermodel, brothers Jay and Hud. One, a champion surfer, the other a renowned photographer, and their adored baby sister Kit. Together the siblings are a source of fascination in Malibu and the world over, especially as the children of the legendary singer Mick Riva. I'm just gonna guess that they're gonna nickname the sister Kit Kat. I can totally see that happen. I mean, if you're gonna name your kid Kit, then obviously the nickname is gonna be Kit Kat, right? Continuing. By midnight, the party will be completely out of control. By morning, the Reaver mansion will have gone up in flames. But ahead of that first spark in the early hours before dawn, the alcohol will flow, the music will play, and the loves and secrets that shape this family will come bubbling to the surface. So I find this very interesting to see how this story unfolds. And yes, I did get this because it was recommended on BookTube, and I'm going to give it an estimate of 4.5 stars. The next one, which of course also recommended on BookTube all the time, is Red, White and Royal Blue. And from my guess, it is about the Prince of England and the son of the President of the United States. And then they have like an argument and then are not cool and don't like each other, but then they have to pretend on Instagram that they are then cool because it kind of like wedges some conflict between the relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States. So they act like, oh yeah, cool, we're friends now, but then they end up having a romantic relationship and fall in love, and they're like, oh no, what will the entire world think if we have this relationship because we're gay? That is my description. And the book says, what happens when America's first son falls in love with the Prince of Wales? When his mother became President of the United States, I love how they made the President of the United States a woman. Like, yes. Alex Claremont Diaz was promptly cast as the American equivalent of a young royal. I mean, yeah. Handsome, charismatic genius. His image is pure millennial marketing gold for the White House. There's only one problem. Alex has beef with an actual Prince Henry across the pond. Why do they call the ocean a pond? I know this is not like the book, like it's an actual saying. I don't understand it. Oh my gosh, my hair is falling apart. Oh well. And when the tabloids get hold of a photo involving an Alex Henry altercation, US-British relations take a turn for the worse. Heads of family and state and other handlers devise a plan for damage control, stage a truce between the two rivals. What at first begins as a fake Instagram-able friendship grows deeper and more dangerous than either Alex or Henry could have imagined. Soon, Alex finds himself hurtling into a secret romance with a surprisingly unstuffy Henry that could derail the presidential campaign and upend two nations. It raises the question, can love save the world after all? Where do we find the courage and the power to be the people we are meant to be, and how can we learn to let our true colors shine through? Oh, this sounds like a very cute novel. I'm gonna give it an estimate of 4.5 stars. And the second last book I'm going to be talking about is Wild Abandoned. And if I remember, it's about this guy who's Australian, and then he goes to the US and then does some stuff, and then talks to someone that's from Vietnam, and then they do some stuff, and it's a good story. Let me read the back. In the fall of 2011, a heartbroken young man flees Australia for the USA, landing in the excessive, uncanny, familiar glamour and plenitude of New York City. Will makes a vow to say yes to everything that comes his way, by fate or random chance. Will's journey takes him deep into the American heartland, where he meets Wayne Gage, a fast-living, troubled Vietnam veteran, would-be spirit guide and collector of exotic animals. These two men in crisis form an unlikely friendship, but Will has no idea just how close to the edge Wayne truly is. Wild Abandon is a headlong tumble through the falling world of end-days capitalism, a haunting, hyperreal snapshot of our own strange times. We read with increasing horror and denial as we approach the cataclysmic conclusion of Will's American Odyssey, dreading what is galloping towards us, but utterly unable to look away. This sounds so interesting. I'm looking forward to this book and see how everything goes through. And then also like the idea of the falling world of end days capitalism, that definitely piques my interest. I'm going to estimate a 3.75 stars for this book. And the lucky last book that I have that is on my TBR and one of my most anticipated reads for this month is The Song of Achilles which is talked about by every booktuber, every book talker, every bookstagrammer, and everyone's dog as well. From what I know, it's about Greek mythology. The main guy is Achilles, and then it's sad and it's meant to make me cry. I'm gonna read the blurb. And the blurb, well, this doesn't really have a blurb, so I looked up the actual blurb on Goodreads. But the back says, "We were like gods at the dawning of the world, and our joy was so bright we could see nothing else but the other." That is so cute. And can I talk about how much I love the look of this cover? Oh, I absolutely love it. And honestly, I love this more than the US cover, which has like the face on it. Like, I love the blue. It's shiny. Like, look at that. And there's a ribbon. There's a ribbon. That is what sold me on this book. I was looking at the hardcover and then the paperback and gimmicks. I was staring at both and I was thinking, which one do I get? Usually I get the paperback, but the hardcover looks nice. And then I picked it up and then I saw that it has a ribbon in it. I was like, sold, it's mine now. I got sold by a piece of ribbon. And even the I can't word, but like this looks so pretty with the patterns. And like, I just love how pretty it looks on the borders, and it looks like that on the back too. Like, it just looks like a pretty book. Just on the cover alone, I'm going to anticipate 5 stars. Also, I had to Google the pronunciations of the different names because I know nothing about Greek mythology and I had absolutely no clue. And I will see if I remember that. So the blurb says, Achilles, the best of all the Greeks, son of the cruel sea, goddess Thetis. Let's see if that's right. And the legendary king Peleus. Yes, that was the correct pronunciation. Is strong, swift, and beautiful, irresistible to all who meet him. Patroclus. Let's see if that's right. Is an awkward young prince exiled from his homeland after an act of shocking violence. Brought together by chance, they forge an inseparable bond despite risking the god's wrath. They are trained by the centaur Chiron in the arts of war and medicine. But when word comes that Helen of Sparta has been kidnapped, all the heroes of Greece are called upon to lay siege to Troy in his name. Seduced by the promise of a glorious destiny, Achilles joins their cause, and torn between love and fear for his friends, Patroclus follows. Little do they know that the cruel fates will test them both as never before and demand a terrible sacrifice. Is that why it's sad? Is that why everyone says it's sad? There's like a terrible sacrifice from like a character you fall in love with. That is my prediction. Oh my gosh, my hair is completely falling off. I'll just take it off. I did like the half top thing because I find it really annoying when I'm like looking down and my hair just gets in the way, but it's the end of the video. Anyways, and you can see my beautiful echidna quill earrings. They are absolutely gorgeous and I love them so much. I've gone quite off topic. Anyways, even from the description as well, I am also going to anticipate a 5 stars. And I expect to cry or to be sad. I love books, even TV series or movies that could just make me feel emotions, even if they're sad. That is my expectation for this book. I hope it will make me at least feel sad. I lied when I said the Song of Achilles was going to be the last book I'm going to be talking about because I forgot about talking about this one. So this is the Vanishing Half, and it is about 2 sisters. They are twins. They are both white passing, but one sister decides to continue life as passing as white, and then the other sister continues to live as black. And it is about them going through life and also their daughters' lives as well. And I'm going to read the blurb, which says, Stella and Desire are identical twins growing up together in a small southern black community until at age 16 they run away. Years later, everything about their lives is different. The families, communities, and racial identities. One sister lives with her black daughter in the same southern town she once tried to escape. The other sister secretly passes as white, and her husband knows nothing of her past. Still, separated by many miles and just as many lies, the fates of the twins remain intertwined. What will happen in the next generation when their own daughter's storylines intersect? This sounds so interesting, and honestly, this is my #1 most anticipated book of this month. When I finish reading this one, I'm then going to be reading this book, and I am so excited to read it. And I anticipate that I'm going to be giving 5 stars to this book. Wow, I think this is going to be the longest video that I have uploaded on my channel so far. So, anyways, thank you for watching this video and to watch me ramble on about these books. Comment in the comment section below. Have you read any of these books that I have mentioned, and did you love them? Did you hate them? What rating did you like? So that's the end of my video. I have my Goodreads and my Storygraph accounts linked below, as well as my Instagram account, which is purely Bookstagram. Well, it's Bookstagram and mixed with some other stuff occasionally. And then I have my TikTok, and my TikTok is very random. It's not book related, but you can go check me out there and my videos that I have there. If you like my video, give it a like. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, click the subscribe button and turn on the little notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. That is all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.